One of the big advantages of being a seasoned CTO is that you get pursued to do contracts, to do temporary engagements. Companies might need specific help. They might need some soundboarding on their current state of affairs. They might actually be in trouble and need help. Sometimes they need product strategy. Sometimes they need help with budgeting. And we as full-time CTOs might consider taking on those projects, or sometimes we just become fractional CTOs and that we just do that for a living. When you can meet a company at their moment of need, they hire you and things are exciting and there's an air of optimism in the air, and then the challenges start. And I think it has a lot to do with potentially not asking the question, like, what can go wrong, or really making sure that you're aligned on expectations. And so I always tell people that when you're coming in as an outside consultant, the company is admitting that they don't have the internal resources to solve their problems, and that has an impact on the people that are in the company. You come in as an outsider, they have a system, they have a culture, and it makes things difficult for you. So I want to talk you through how I address that. So 3 quick things you can do, I'm assuming you're already doing this, is define a scope, define what success looks like for your engagement. I always encourage people to resist the urge to make it open-ended. Time box your engagement. This is what you'll get from me 2 months from now, 3 months from now, and absolutely make sure you have your contracts sorted out, you have your E&O or your D&O insurance. So let's take a look at what a potential engagement could look like. So you hit the ground running, you get hired, you're excited, and as you get going, things start going a little south. In this case, this way. You are entering a situation that is doomed to fail. You're just not set up to succeed. And it could be leadership, communication issues, some politics, some team fatigue around a particular problem that just can't get solved. You are joining a system. A system has its own elements. See my other videos. They have its own elements, own purpose. It has its own outcome that it pursues. And you might be joining that system, and there might be a broken process and you're just not going to succeed. These types of objections or roadblocks are things that we need to navigate. And then what starts happening is you start falling into time and deliverables. I'm a fractional person, fraction of my time, fraction of responsibilities. And now you're stuck in sort of okay, I'm going to dedicate my time. I am going to provide you with deliverables. And that is soul destroying work. Oftentimes those deliverables get delivered, but actually nothing happens to that. So what we want to do is provide change, and the system is saying, heck no, we do not want your change. The question of why we even have this consultant, why do we have the fractional person, comes up, and you end up negotiating contracts. You start promising the world, you start digging deeper, you start negotiating against yourself, you start just taking more time, and you get cut. You come in as a fractional person, you say, I'm going to give my time to produce certain deliverables, and inevitably you get cut. Now, I'm not saying this happens to everybody, but this certainly has happened a lot, and I've seen a lot of this. So I want to talk about a different approach. I want to talk about a different mindset when it comes to engaging in a fractional, part-time, even as an interim role. And those who know me know that I don't like the fractional word. The fractional word just to me means scarcity, limited, time as a currency. I don't like the word fractional CTO. So I'm going to hopefully by the end of this video have a couple other words you can use for your fractional engagement. 1, velocity. So from the moment you get hired, you will solve the problems as quickly as possible. I like to get to a place where the scope of what I said I would deliver gets taken care of in record time. What you're showing the company is that you have committed time, you've committed your brain cells to coming in and bringing the value that they hired you for in the first place out the door. Don't get stuck in a long introduction cycle, long onboarding stuff. You know what you know. They have a problem. Come in and solve that problem as quickly as possible. I would say velocity is the key word. Remember, this is not really a marathon in my mind. This is a sprint. Be on a record path with incredible velocity to immense value. They need to say, wow, you uncovered this, you helped this, you provided value to our team, you took the extra time to massage and integrate what you know with the team, and the overall sense from your client needs to be, I got insane value for that person's time. Remember, we said that you are time boxing your engagement. So within the first half of that engagement, you deliver on the promises, then you over deliver, you provide immense value. You're not afraid of leaving the contract behind. You're not afraid of having over delivered. You do not bring the transactional vibe to the engagement. You bring high velocity to immense value. And this is the effect that I think you should pursue. You should pursue a vacuum. You should ask yourself, what are people going to feel when I am no longer there? Not how can I preserve my contract? How can I build in the next thing? How can I keep them retaining me? You want to have a mindset that is, I'm going to come in, I'm going to velocitify, I'm going to provide value, and boy, I am completely fine with being negotiated out of the company for whatever reasons. But man, when I am out, you are going to feel a vacuum. And that's what I was hoping. Maybe you can call yourself a velocity CTO, a valuable CTO, a vacuum CTO. No, fractional CTO. See, I don't want fractional. I want valuable, velocity. I am a value CTO. So I hope this helps. And let me know how this goes for you. I'd love to hear if this brought a change in the way you view your contracts.